Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are catching up in my memory planner. I have printed my photos. I have a piece of scrapbook paper from Maggie Holmes sitting on my desk that I'm going to use. I have these large ones from the Dollar Tree, believe it or not, and I just looked at them and I was like, oh, it's quite similar, so that'll be a statement. And then I've pulled out these kind of sentiments or titles from this sticker book in my stash. It's all Maggie Holmes. This one's an old one though. It's been in my stash for a while. I have to keep it on my desk because I love Maggie Holmes, and this one has been neglected. Is there a year on when this was printed? This is old. Hobby Lobby. It doesn't really say a year. Or does it? Well, if you're familiar, oh no, here it is, 2017. This is 5 years old. Man, I have not used enough of this, so I'm going to keep this on my desk and try to make a dent in this as well. So I am a little behind, but that's okay. So I have, like I said, my photos printed. We did our first pumpkin patch visit. She spent time with her grandparents. I painted the walls in our house this Icelandic blue, but these were the two color paint chips that we were between, so I just wanted to kind of somehow include those. I had my first pumpkin spice latte, and we're doing a little story about school and books with Valentina. So, yeah, let's get started. So when I am filming these, I was getting caught up. So right now, technically, it's like October 11th. I'm doing the voiceover, so I am technically almost 2 weeks behind in October. But I am catching up to be current. It's funny, sometimes I'm really good at keeping up with this, and other times it falls behind. And it's only been falling behind a little bit because I've been doing so much 6x8 story layouts that I've been enjoying that process right now. So here we are getting started. So I love this Maggie Holmes paper. I love anything Maggie Holmes. So this whole layout has a very Maggie Holmes vibe, especially with those big floral decals. Believe it or not, they're from the Dollar Tree. They are usually in the home section or maybe that flower crafty section, and they're on these long pieces of paper. They're wall decals. I almost want to go back and actually use them on a wall, like maybe a small wall in the bathroom. Could be really pretty. So I love that I did on the left side, the scrapbook paper in the middle with the large decal on the upper left. And then on the right side, the scrapbook paper is on the bottom. And then that, the big flower mid-page, it just creates a diagonal look with your eyes when you are looking at this page to have your eye travel throughout the course of the layout. I do look at these things from time to time, and sometimes it happens serendipitous, so that's good too. I loved including the paint chips, the paint swatch chips or whatever you call them from the wall. I was trying to get these, the painting done because in the following week, when you see, I do have my knee surgery. And if you follow me on Instagram, I've been keeping up with a day by day of me icing down the knee. It is getting better. And actually, as I talked to you today, I did get the stitches removed yesterday. So I am doing well. So these photos are of me painting a wall in our living room. Things doing with Valentina, and then playing over at Grandma and Grandpa's house, and we went to our first fall festival this weekend. Super cute. So this is my Maggie Holmes layout. Love the way it turns out, and I'm using so many stickers from that sticker book I mentioned. Okay, so for layout number 2, following the one we just completed, was a big week for me. Not a big week, I mean, just a lot happened because we had Hurricane Ian go through Florida. We were safe and fine. We live on the opposite coast that it hit, but we did get hit with a lot of rain. So I want to just kind of stamp out probably Hurricane Ian. And then what happened too, once Hurricane Ian left that Thursday, I've always had my knee surgery scheduled for the Friday the 30th. So it was touch and go to see if it would be canceled or not if the hurricane hit us bad. So I had my knee surgery also the same week. So I want to almost write Hurricane Ian and then dot and then knee surgery is, just so that those are the highlights of this week. So I just pulled out the typewriter Alpha font from L Studio. Again, I used this a few layouts ago, but I feel like it's a good size and I can fit what I want to fit on this layout. Or, I mean, I could get a bigger one, but I figured since I'm kind of having 2 titles, a smaller one would be better, not to be so distracting. And then I'm going to go with some Dollar Tree big stickers again. So these are just like huge, colorful mandalas. And let's see, did the pages come apart? Ah! Okay, they do. I thought I was ripping it. And so it's kind of like a Roy G. Biv colorway with them. That's easier to see. And I just feel like I want to use like 3 of them and like just kind of have them interacting with the edges. Probably 3, my photos, and then this. And we'll see if I need anything else or if I need like maybe scrapbook paper to fill in some of the other holes. Simply because you know me, like I can't deal with white space. So... And so what I'm wondering too is if I do Hurricane Ian, I wonder if I probably need copy paper to stamp it out, just so that I don't have the competing grid lines, or you know, the lines from the vertical on there. So, and actually this one was from Thursday. What day was this? Because I grabbed this from the front page news. This probably was when it hit. I think it hit Wednesday or Thursday. I have to check the date on that. But so I think it was here. This was this paper. So I almost want to write over here, Hurricane Ian coming, and then knee surgery over here. Okay, so let's get a stamping and let's get creating. So this was a very interesting week. This was, like I was mentioning, Hurricane Ian coming to town. I will say, after looking back on it, I live on the east coast of Florida. So I am on the West Palm Beach side, and this one was designated to hit on the, you know, Sarasota, Tampa side, so the Gulf of Mexico. So we do prep for it. The whole state does, just because the what is it, the size of it was engulfing pretty much the entire state of Florida. So we do get flooding and rains, and it's nasty outside, and so they did cancel school that pretty much. So I think we had school like Monday and Tuesday, and then by all means I was having her miss school, so she just spent the day with my mom the day of my surgery at the end of the week on Friday. So it was touch and go there whether or not my surgery would continue. If the hurricane was hanging out a little bit longer, it would probably get rescheduled. But she didn't have school on Wednesday and Thursday, I want to say, and all we had was rain. So don't get me wrong, like I said, I think it's just kind of the state being cautious and not having the whole system go into place of like the school buses on the road and all the teachers and on all the parents when it's raining cats and dogs outside. So we did a lot of activities at home. So that's what some of the photos are of was coloring, us playing, you know, birthday party and playing with all her favorite food, having luscious bubble baths. And then my uncle joined us for the week as well, because he does live in Tampa, and so he was running away or evacuating from his city, and hung out over here with us, and so it was good to see him for an unexpected visit. So he got to hang out with Valentina, which was definitely a treat for him. He's an amazing uncle in that regard, and she just falls in love with playing with him in the pool. And so we did have pool, and lo and behold, I did have my surgery. So I'm, you know, stamped out Hurricane Ian, and then I will stamp out knee surgery. I had it. I've been icing, and that night of my knee surgery was when Hocus Pocus 2 came out, and so I totally watched it, drugged up on Percocets for the pain, and I loved it so much. Literally laughed out loud. But I'm nostalgic. I favored it. I know that, you know, there's mixed reviews all the time, as with any movie. I enjoyed it thoroughly. So if you haven't seen it on Disney Plus, definitely take a look. Then a treat for Valentina, I had to have her like occupied for the weekend because I couldn't do anything. So my parents actually took her to a like musical, a Broadway musical. Little Mermaid was in town, so they took her, grandma and grandpa. And then the following day, I think my mom picked her up again for like a day at the museum and like a trip to the library. And she came back with so many books, so it was good. In order to just let me have bed rest and sleep off the surgery and anesthesia and the whole thing that comes with having surgery. It's been a process. Every day I'm getting better and better, but definitely needed to memory keep this week so that I can recall it on a dime when I'm flipping through these planners, is why I love this project so much. So those are all my pictures and my stories. Okay, that will wrap up this one as well. I used the cool toned mandalas and 2 kind of titles just to kind of describe how, you know, crazy my week was between the hurricane and the surgery. Like moments after, it was just one of those weeks. So I hope you found the last two layouts inspiring. We had this one as well completed. Let me grab the other page because I already stuck it in here. And so now we have caught up in October. So this one is the second to last week in September, and then this one began the October 1st layouts too. So what I think is going to happen too is if you watched the haul, which was, I will link it down below, I have bought the Heidi Swap insert, and I feel like I may give this format a try for at least October and November. I am not a part of her like Stop the Blur class, but I do like her memory keeping. She uses tinier photos, and there's a lot of interactive elements. And don't get me wrong, I could by all means do interactive elements here too, because I even thought about that after the fact, because there was a few like pictures I didn't use, like me getting Starbucks, that I could make into a flip as well. But for me, sometimes I just kind of like seeing it as one spread. It's just a preference, so however you like to memory keep. So yeah, so I'm going to try to give this a whirl. By all means, leave a comment down below if you are not a fan of me changing formats a little bit, or if you welcome it as well. So I'm just going to try it because this insert is 3 months. So I can get October, November, and December. But remember, I do October daily, not October daily, December daily. So I usually don't do the memory keeper that month. So really the last 2 months of the year. And then maybe for December, I'll use this insert as like maybe my journaling so that I can remember what to do for my actual December daily. It might be a good idea in order to get this insert used, and then it will be complete. So we'll see. And don't get me wrong, I did already purchase because, what is it? I think it was Joann's. Just had like some doorbuster sales, and like Happy Planner was already 40% off, or maybe even 50, that I did buy already my vertical for next year, big Happy Planner. But I also purchased a classic size horizontal planner in case this format intrigues me a little bit more, and that way I can have it on the disc-bound system, and the page is like this too in case I do like this style instead. So I did buy both planners for next year, and like 2 new sticker books from the new release. So please subscribe if you haven't done so. Give this video a thumbs up, and until next time, everyone, be creative.